Here's a secret government plan for the phone in your pocket. A plan that could hand over the keys to your entire digital life. It was leaked, then it was denied, and right now it's at the center of a silent war between the world's biggest tech companies and the Indian government. This is the story of Project Black Code. Our story starts with a number, 265.52 million. That's how many malware attacks were detected in India in just 1 year. It's a relentless, non-stop digital assault on the country's citizens and its infrastructure. And the cost of the siege? It's staggering. We're talking over 22,000 crore rupees lost. From sophisticated scams to massive data breaches, the country's digital life was facing a serious existential threat. So in response, the government started working on a radical and very secretive solution. Then in early 2026, a confidential government document started making the rounds. It wasn't just a document, it was a blueprint. A plan to fundamentally re-engineer the security of every single one of the 750 million smartphones in India. A plan that, in tech circles, quickly became known as Black Code. Now, officially, it has a much more boring name, the Indian Telecom Security Assurance Requirements, or ITSAR. On the surface, it's just a list of 83 proposed security standards. But buried deep inside that list was a set of demands that sent absolute shockwaves through the entire global tech industry. At the very heart of this secret plan is one demand, a demand that has never, ever been successfully enforced on this scale anywhere in the democratic world, and it all revolves around a company's most valuable secret. We're talking about source code. You can think of it as the digital DNA of your phone. It's the highly confidential, secret programming that makes an iPhone or a Samsung. For these companies, this is their crown jewel. It's the one thing they protect above everything else. The demands laid out in the ITSAR proposal were just unprecedented. It allegedly required companies to hand over their secret source code for government inspection. It demanded that every single phone store a detailed log of your activity for an entire year, and that the government had to be notified before any major software update was sent to your device. These were lines that had simply never been crossed. The reaction from big tech was immediate, and it was fierce. Behind closed doors, the world's most powerful tech companies started pushing back hard. They argued that the government's plan wasn't just dangerous, in some cases, it was technically impossible. Suddenly, you had a united front. Apple, Samsung, Google, Xiaomi, all the giants that make the phones and the software that runs our lives, they all raised serious alarms. They were terrified that handing over their source code would expose their deepest trade secrets, but also that it could catastrophically break the security they'd spent decades building. Industry groups like Mate came out and said it plainly. Some of these rules were just not possible. Take the demand to store your activity logs for a full year. They argued there just isn't enough physical storage space on a normal phone to hold that much data. It literally couldn't be done. And this wasn't just about corporations. Privacy advocates like the Internet Freedom Foundation warned that these rules could kick off a brand new era of state surveillance, embedding government controls directly into the devices that we all use every single day. So just as the battle lines were being drawn between big tech and the Indian government, the story took a sharp, really unexpected turn. The government went on the record and denied everything. And this created the central mystery. On one side, you have these incredibly detailed, leaked documents and confirmed pushback from the world's biggest companies, and on the other, you have a flat, official denial from the government. It created this fog of uncertainty where no one knows what's true. And this wasn't just a quiet denial. The government's own fact-checking arm, PIB Fact Check, publicly labeled the reports as fake. The Ministry of Electronics and IT, MeitY, claimed it was only holding routine consultations, that no final rules had even been decided. They completely refuted the claim that they were asking for source code. So, where does that leave us? We're stuck in this state of contradiction. The plan is officially denied, yet the documents are real. The meetings happened. And a critical question is now just hanging in the air about the future of our most personal devices. To really understand the stakes here, let's just ask a simple question. What could a criminal, a hacker, or even a hostile country do if they got their hands on a phone's source code? Well, security experts warn that a leak of this magnitude would be a global catastrophe. It would allow them to find secret backdoors and vulnerabilities that no one else even knows exist. If the source code for the phones used by 750 million people ever leaked onto the dark web, it wouldn't just be a key. It would become a master key, a single digital blueprint to unlock millions of bank accounts, private conversations, and personal identities, all at once. I want you to look at the phone in your hand right now. That is not just a piece of hardware. It's the key to your bank account. It's the record of your private conversations. It is the proof of your identity. And this whole fight over Project Black Code, it's a fight for control over that key. So, this brings us to the final, unresolved question at the heart of this entire thing. In the battle to keep our digital lives safe, who do you trust more with the keys? The giant tech corporations that build these devices, or the government that wants to regulate them? Let us know what you think in the comments.